Hello YouTube. I will be performing the first part of the tutorial on how to build the E-100. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is you're going to want to have two 4x8 plates. This one has another 1x8 plate and a 2x8 plate underneath. This is not necessary, but you can put this here. On the other plate, we're going to have a 1x2 brick, two of the COBi 2x2 tiles with the studs in the middle, and two 1x2 plates. You're going to connect those together like this, and that's that part done. Now with these, you're going to want to make two of these opposites. It's a 1x4 plate, whatever the terminology for this piece is, but it's fairly common in LEGO. Two more 1x4 plates, another of these bricks, then a 1x2 plate, a 1x2 tile, and a 2x2 plate. You're going to want to have two of these, set this off to the side. Now, for the gun part, which is the next part of this, the gun you can design on your own, make it however you want, but the way I set up the thing is you have these COBi pieces with the hole through the full middle on a plate like this, and then you use one of these COBi pieces, and on one side you just build out one and then put one of the tiles with a stud on it. On the other side you use a two-sided brick. That you probably can only find in COBi or in one of the other like knockoff brand sets, but if you do have those in your disposal, that's pretty cool. If not, I can probably show another way on how to design it. This is for the interior version, and then of course for my gun you would just snap it on like this, and then you have the full articulating gun. Now for the next part, the reason I have this here is to kind of line it up so it's flush against the side, push down, and that's the other reason for that is to make the depression angles realistic. The gun works, check, check. Now you're going to want to make two different parts. This side, again, as you can kind of see, all you really need is a 1x2 brick, a 1x2 tile. One of those, one of these types of bricks, I do not know the name. You can use another brick, I just didn't find any more. A 2x2 plate, or actually you could just use a 2x2 brick for this side. You can replicate that, or you can go the approach I did. Yeah, you could replicate that, but then just make an optic. I made this a lot more difficult than it should have been for my sake, but oh well. This one goes flush against it, and you just push it down so it's all lined up like that. Same thing on the other side, just press down. You take this one, line it up flush against the back, press down, and same thing on this side. Now that is the front part finished. Okay, for the back part, you want to have another 4x8 plate. Underneath, two 2x8s and another 1x8. A 1x4 tile, and then two of these plates. For the next back part, on the back side, you're going to want a 3 of the 1x4 plates, a 1x2 brick with the studs on the side, and a 1x4 brick with the studs on the side facing outward. Then you'd spin it around 1x4 brick with the studs and 1x4 brick with the studs. On the top here, you're going to want a 1x8 going across. It's what connects all this together. 2 of whatever these bricks, these parts are. Again, I'm really bad with Lego piece designations, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And then I guess I was too lazy to add another one of the studs, but a 1x2, and then a stud. Then you're going to want to create this twice, or parallel. It's just a 1x4 plate, one of these, and then those 2 pieces. And you would spin them around and place them like this. The last thing you're going to want to build is take a 1x2 plate, and then a 1x2 brick with the studs on the side, and a 1x4 with that, and 2 1x4 tiles. And you're going to want to put that on the outside face. Press down, take the plate, and just put it flush against the side, so you create this. And if you want to make the interior portion as well, here is one of those ammo trays. Actually, for this rendition, I'm going to put it like this, and for this. And there you go, that's an ammo tray. Alright, at this point, I highly suggest if you are going to build this E-100, you are going to want to have both the E-100 set, or Jagdpanzer E-100 set, and also the mouse set, or one of the renditions of the mouse. Because I don't think you're going to be able to find the pieces to recreate this with just Lego. This requires COBi pieces. So, starting with the kind of hard part. I don't know quite how to show this to you guys, but I'm going to try my best. So you're going to want to build something along the lines of this. So you're going to be using a lot of the 1x3 like cheese wedge looking plates. It's basically, this design is basically like the mouse tort side, only shortened a few bricks. So if you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of those 3x1 cheese wedges, and then this is just how you end the front. It's a you just leave that open by 2 bricks and bring it out 4 bricks so that you can do the design. And then it's one of the thicker and bigger cheese wedge bricks, 2x2, with one of the flats. And you put that there. Now with this part, this is what goes on the back, and it is multiple of those big ones. You do not need to design this. You can design that how you want, but you could just fill those in with more of these bricks. And that's just basically, you bring it out. It would be it comes out three plates out, 4 back, and 5 up, and then you would bring it out 2 for here, and you would just connect it. Apologies if this is confusing. This is my first tutorial video. Again, this is basically just recreating the mouse sides, just a bit shortened. Moving forward, comes out 2 thick here, and then stops halfway through, so that would be a 4, 5, 5 out, 6 out for the top layer, and more of these. Just connect that there. For the top part, just 1, and that would be a 6, and you could just do 3 more of these. You're going to need a lot of these. And you just put that there. Oh, I did that wrong. that goes there. So the last one you're going to want is another one of these. This is just for detail. This one you are going to need. So you're going to break it off here, and you're just going to have one of these designs. It could be the single one of this, or built so it's one of these pieces with a singular cheese wedge. And then you're going to want to have a brick, just a 1x1 brick. You're going to connect it like that. And you're going to replicate that on the other side. So you're going to make it parallel. This is where the fun part comes in. Now comes the fun part. You're going to want to take the 4 bits we've already built, and you're going to start with lining up the front one stud back to this part. You're going to connect it like that. You're going to take this back part, go one back from the second stud up, connect it to this one. So it's going to look like, if I can use both of my hands, it's going to look like that. Just enough space for the breech to move up and down, but still closed in enough because we're going to add the back part. Replicate that on the other side, and it's starting to look like the E-100 turret. Here's where your freedom comes in a bit. For the back part, you can design it how you would like, but the main idea is it comes back to going 4 bricks down from the top, and on the 5th you bring it out another 2, or out 1, so it looks like that. That is how you're going to want the slope to be. And then for me to make it flush, I added this part and one of these. You can get this on the mouse set, and I just put it there and there. And if you take your turret and you line it up so that kind of snug in there, but if you line it up so that the top part is flush with this, you snap it in if it agrees to go in, like that. You will have the back part complete. Home stretch. You're going to want a 2x8, 2 of these COBi bricks. You can find these on the Panzer E-100, and a tile. For this part, you're going to want to make 2 of these, relatively the same. I say relatively loosely. The general theme is you're going to want a 2x3 tile, and then one of these 2x3 cheese wedges, like what we saw on this side. Same thing on the other side. I put this here because I was missing this piece, but you probably just want one of these. And then you could just use a 2x4 tile on both sides, but I was using these for detail. And then on the back, you're going to want a 1x2 plate, and then the connecting pieces to that. So it's one of those connectors, and it goes 3 down. Then for this part, you're going to want a, oh, this is a long one. This probably is not an 8, that's a 10. Okay, so a 1x10 plate, and then that's an 8. So then this would be a 1x8 plate, and not necessary stud, but it connects these like this on the 2x4, and you just simply place that in there and place it in there. So this part would go against that, so it kind of ramps up like that. Flipping onto the back, you would put a piece there and a piece there, and then you would connect the top part. The last part you're going to want to make is you're going to want there's a very long piece, that's a 12. You're going to want a 12 by 1. 2 bricks at the end with a stud on top. And then again, this is just for detail. You can just tile the entire top part one up. And this is the rangefinder bit, and this is the front part. The very last thing you must do is casually take this, thread the gun through, and on these 2 bricks right here, just, it only goes onto the first one, and you just put it there and then push down. And the way it's designed, it doesn't really flip up or down, so that shouldn't be a problem to you. And you take this part, you attach it right there. Now the reason I leave these open is because the way I designed my top part does not use this. These are moved back one, but I want you guys to be able to design your own top for however you want to design it. I made mine very complicated and very unnecessary because I wanted to add a lot of detail. But the general gist is, starting from the back of the rangefinder, you go back 4 spaces with tiles, and then you add 2 hatches and go back another 5 spaces. And that is what completes the turret. So that is about how you create an E-100 turret. Apologies if this wasn't the best tutorial in the world. I'm new to making tutorials, but if this was any bit helpful, I hope you guys can start designing your own E-100. And if you need me to make a more detailed part, perhaps on a specific portion of it, I could go into detail in another video or a short. But for those who followed closely, if you want to add the rest of the details, you want to make a ladder and have one of these that goes in right there. Take one of the log piles from your friendly neighborhood Easy 8 with one of these funky looking things. It's just one of those COBi pieces with a looks like a thumbs up, but if it would get out, a piece like this. Doesn't necessarily need to be that, but that's the piece I found that works with this. And you just connect that there and push it in right here. Supposedly. Come on. There we go. Push it in and connect it. There we go. The next part is you're gonna want this. It's a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's a 10 with a box on this side, one of those tiles with a stud in the middle, and a sandbag. And you're gonna push that here so it's flush against the edge of the rangefinder and coming outward. And that creates that little part. On the other side, you're gonna wanna make 2 connectors for track links following the design of the Jagdpanzer E-100. Ignore the dog barking in the background. I think someone's at the door. But on this top part, for my top of the hull at least, I put a sandbag design that goes right there. And then on the front, just add leaves and foliage on different spots. And then in another video, I will show how to make the back portion and your very own anti-aircraft gun, which can connect onto here. Thank you all for watching. I hope the tutorial was a little bit helpful and informative on how to design your own E-100 turret. If you liked the video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and perhaps comment if you want. Have a great day, everyone. See you in the next video.